Well, citizens of the Reject Nation, if you've been following this journey here, I left town because getting married. And then John and Coy took over for a day. And then I zoomed in with John for a couple of videos. And then the day John was leaving to come to join the wedding party, because we have to go to a wedding party event right after this.
Yep.
And John just landed in Colorado.
It's great to be here.
Like 2 hours ago.
It's a lovely Coloradian studio you've got here.
And now we got a Barbie trailer, and I'm like, oh, let's just whip it out, dude. Why not? We're crazy enough. So, yep, this is another just unedited reaction video today for Barbie.
Knock one off your Christmas video bingo card for content.
I don't know why I'm excited for it.
I am
I've been
too.
So I mean, I know why I'm excited for it. Everyone who's involved.
Noah Baumbach, of course.
That's why.
Co-writer Noah Baumbach.
Yeah. Let's see what the trailer has to offer, John.
I want
and then
to.
let's go to.
And then let's go
real
party.
life stuff.
Since the beginning of time, since the first little girl ever existed, there have been dolls. But the dolls were always and forever baby dolls. Until...
They're literally doing 2001: A Space Odyssey.
This is perfect. Yeah, I mean,
It looks great.
the Margot Lith. This is the best Barbie commercial of all time. I don't care what the movie's about.
Wow, fascinating. Yes.
Yes! It's very
Is that
tough.
Simu Liu?
That is, and Issa Rae, I think, right?
Wait, what? That's right. I heard Simu's in this movie. Yeah. Okay, so he must be playing one of the other Kens.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Well, that was not the first look I was expecting at all.
No,
Oh,
but
no.
I kind of love it though.
Okay, I've seen that scene from 2001: A Space, because so many of my favorite filmmakers talk about 2001: A Space Odyssey. So I've seen that scene, and people like talk about why it's like one of the best scenes in cinematic history.
It's a pretty great scene.
But I actually haven't seen the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey, so I wasn't expecting to start off with that, because I did hear like some potential plots for what this movie might be about. I don't know if you've caught it yet, but I know a couple of things.
Only little bits and pieces.
It's still it's a rumor, really, is that basically there's like Kens and Barbies that live in a Barbie world, and then the Barbie that we follow is going to be
plastic and fantastic.
She's going to be setting out to. They gotta play on Barbie.
Aqua has to do the soundtrack for the whole.
Let's go party.
This is the one opportunity for, like, Aqua has to do the whole soundtrack.
Well, then she
Or at least a new
ventures.
song.
She ventures. Well, let me get through this, John. I can do this. This is what happens when you're uncut. It's these moments.
the
It's stay
real
in the
stuff.
vodio.
All right.
The vodio.
Barbie world.
Don't even not even redo the word video.
They're living in a
Vodio.
Barbie world.
So lives in a Barbie world, and I heard that like they venture out into the real world then, and that the Mattel CEO is played by Willl Ferrell, and there was like a set photo of Willl Ferrell. He's basically trying to bring them back
Lord
into
Business.
Barbie world. Yeah, it was funny because it is like a Lego movie kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely.
Or an elf kind of story in a way of a fish out of water who's like has a certain way of living in a society, and then ventures into the real world and I don't know, learns some lessons, I guess. About I don't know why they move. That's what I can't figure out, because I've heard two different rumors about, like, one is that she, for being an imperfect Barbie, she's kicked out, or another one is that they just Ken wants to venture to the real world or something. I don't know.
Ken's just bored of this.
I heard that. And then this opens with 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Which, John, what is your interpretation of why they would open with this?
I love this because it is like the best Barbie commercial of all time, and it hipped me to the idea that, okay, regardless of what the plot of this movie actually is, the people making it are having a good amount of well-informed fun with it, because Barbie revolutionized, it was the next big wave. I'm not the expert.
Was it like the first big doll?
And not the first big doll, because I feel like you have American Girl and things that precede that, and that's partly what you're seeing here is like, you're seeing the older school doll being, used as the weapon instead of the bone. They're smashing their old dolls, and they are basking in the glory of, this ineffable futuristic doll that is Barbie.
Well, you see,
she's the monolith of toys.
That's what I mean. Like the first of her kind to be such a revolution, because she's arguably the biggest doll of all time.
Yeah, well,
and to this day, probably still the biggest doll ever.
Sure. I mean, she's like Mickey Mouse. She's a cultural icon, and that's the thing is I appreciate that.
So much deeper of an opening than one would anticipate.
Because
it feels like spoof, but also meaningful.
No, totally. Yeah. It's absolutely silly, but also it is a representation of in a cinematic way what Barbie did to the doll world at the time, and also it's just like a cinema nerd thing to do. And so for me coming into this kind of checks all boxes, and I feel like there could be like a Stepford Wives element that maybe is not on display here. I could see that
goes a little darker, I imagine.
Sure, yeah, because Barbie also has to grow and adapt with the times, and Barbie has also been an icon. She's woke perfect. Barbie, but Barbie has always been like
perfect, John. Perfect. Wouldn't change a thing about her. The perfect body.
Is, yeah.
Every woman should aspire to look like Barbie, and every man should aspire to look like Ken.
Always.
Plain and simple,
Smooth,
guys. And I hope that's the message at the end of this movie.
Be a smooth
that
boy.
It's not some deconstruction of what Barbie represents in world and conflicts with today's society. I want Greta Gerwig to pull a fast one on us.
I want Greta go.
You guys all gotta get fit and be blonde. Do it.
Botox. And buy a pink Corvette.
This is perfection.
Yeah. This is the one lifestyle. This is the elite, and we are the gold standard.
Yeah. Well, I love Ryan Gosling's cat. I mean, whoever knows me knows I'm especially obsessed with Ryan Gosling.
Sure.
I have I'm talking like a real. Everyone's like, I'm obsessed. Oh my god! I'm like, no,
You're gonna buy his Ken doll.
I would. I would buy the Ken doll.
You would.
That's the thing is like I would buy his
display it
Ken doll.
proudly.
And I think Margot Robbie is arguably.
She's Barbie.
She's arguably the best actress today.
I mean,
I feel like I said that about someone else recently, though. Probably in that exact same cadence.
And I can almost hear who it might have been.
I feel like it's Margot Robbie, though.
She does,
because she's still a movie star.
Tarantino.
Yeah. Well, that's what he makes. He only works in movie stars.
But that's the thing is, she is perfect for Barbie because obviously she's gorgeous and in a very conventional, not to be mean, but in a conventional
guys. There's a video
sort of way, and but also. So she has hella chops, and she's really, sharp in general, and she seems like the perfect person because Barbie, is a conscientious lady. All right, she has a million jobs. She does all sorts of things. She's a boss biatch.
But it also looks really like maybe the Barbie film one might sort of want, with having a Barbie land and then seeing the variations of different kinds of Kens and Barbies, because it also feels like a real comedy.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah,
like an artsy comedy.
It feels like a real take. Well, yeah, because you're going that one shot where you're seeing over her shoulder into the rest of Barbie world.
Right.
It feels like you're in some kind of hopped up '60s movie or something like that. But it's so garish because of obviously the Barbie aesthetics.
Yeah.
But it looks like it has a lot of that zazz, but could have that Lego movie level of sort of meta, but also emotional commentary on the whole thing and what Barbie means, not only as a toy icon, but also for people who played with Barbie. Coming at this as a boy at the time, you're like, I play with action figures.
That's what they created Ken for us.
Exactly, for us. Thank you,
it's mainly
Mattel.
Boys playing with Ken.
Absolutely. That's why Ryan Gosling's here, because they know he's going to pull us in. But yeah, we
got to go to the wedding party.
We do have to go to the wedding party.
These are our last thoughts, John.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like the trailer. You like the trailer?
I like the trailer a lot, and I was cautiously optimistic, and this looks like so much fun, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I weirdly feel like we could talk forever about this, though.
This looks really
Maybe
cool
we should
and
skip
fun.
where we have to go.
And interesting.
And just talk about Barbie.
This looks like the best possible outcome because you hear who's involved and you're like, that's kind of weird, but also that'll be some cinema.
You hear Greta. First you hear Barbie.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay. And then you hear Margot Robbie and you're like, all right. Ryan Gosling is Ken. is this
Hold on a
something
minute.
more than just like a
Is this
Barbie
a Funny or
movie?
Die sketch?
Greta Gerwig, you're like, so this could be like a meaningful Barbie movie?
Yeah.
Like, what? This is so strange.
Can we get one Aaron Paul Ken? That's all I want.
But then Willl Ferrel, I don't know. She might surprise us. This might just be a pure comedy, like a pure zany comedy.
I feel like it could.
Because I think we're all expecting Greta Gerwig, pursued Lady Bird and Novak.
Yeah.
They walk out and like, oh, it's like a Fairley Brothers movie.
No, I feel like it has to have a certain level of like snappy comedy and wit to it, but I feel like it could probably remain funny even if it's getting a little dark or edgy at times. I feel like this could check all quadrants, man.
Yeah, this could be a 4-quadrant picture.
Could be a 4-quadrant.
Yeah.
Could be.
This is what Hollywood needs right now.
That's right, man. Sell
Anyway,
those toys.
guys, do you feel like your body is perfect? Leave your thoughts down below. Be sure to subscribe. Leave a like. We talked much longer than give us a lot.
Comes out the other
Gave us a
side,
lot.
man. Barbie's a
I think you're
trailblazer.
not
How could
gonna
this
find
not
a
be great?
better discussion about Barbie.
How
than
could
right
this
here
not be great?
in this random Airbnb?
The
in
Barbie
Colorado,
movie had better be
where
dynamite.
The real outrageous quality is already
Bombshells.
lower than it already was.
No, we are the Barbie channel now. Every Barbie piece
Barbie
of news
breakdowns coming
leak.
your way.
Yeah, every rumor, we're on it.
The history of Barbie, the whole timeline of Barbies.
Our top 10
Every
favorite
Barbie.
Ken doll variants. My favorite Tories.
A whole bunch of
Blaines.
Barbies coming your way. That's
so
right.
many.
Increase that female
Skippers, man.
audience.
Skipper with the,